anniversary from Ethiopia.
Over these last 10 years, God has been so faithful.
በዚህ ባለፉት 10 ዓመታት ጉዟችን ውስጥ እግዚአብሔር በጣም ታማኝ ነበር።
Now, look at all of you after 10 years. Hope for Korah has become something very special. So what we're going to do is we're going to have the little children come in and sing a song for us.
I have no words to express my joy and my gratefulness to you for all that has been done within our community. We hope we'll see a greater things when we celebrate our 20th anniversary.
A big work has been done. This was all possible because of God. He started this work and he will continue to do it. And the Korah community will be changed.
Hello, እንዴት ናችሁ? ሰላም ናችሁ? ሁሉም ሰላም ነው ወይ? እንዴት ነው? ተስፋ አደርጋለሁ ሁሉም ሰው በጤንነትና በመልካም እንደሚሆን።
Hey, እንዴት ናችሁ? ሰላም ናችሁ ወይ?
It's so nice to be able to say hi to you all. We miss all of your faces, all of your beautiful smiles. We're so thankful for the 10 years that Hope for Korah has been there and all the changes in all of your lives. We miss you. We love you. We're so enjoying just being together with our families. We have 6 children between us. So 6 new faces. Here's one. And we miss you. We wish we could be with you all.
We hope everybody is doing well and happy 10 years to Korah.
Happy anniversary! We love everybody. Love you.
Happy anniversary!
First of all, I thank God for allowing us to see the 10th year. In my time, growing up in Korah, this opportunity was not there for us. We didn't even eat breakfast. Every day we would go to the garbage dump and eat from there. If we found discarded food, we would eat. If not, we would go hungry. I am so happy for these kids and that I am able to work with them. I'm telling you the truth. It makes me so happy that they get to eat. May God keep all of those who care for us safe, both here and abroad. As they pray for us, we pray for them.
May God give you long life. May He give you good health and blessings that never end.
May God bless us all. May He open the minds of our students. May our children dream big. May they see themselves hold important positions in their future. And may you all arrive back home safely in Canada.
Happy anniversary from Ethiopia!
Well, good evening. My name is Mark Brandsma, and I will be your MC for this evening. On behalf of the Hope for Korah board, our staff, both here in Canada as well as in Ethiopia, and on behalf of the beautiful people of Korah, we welcome you. This year is another year of firsts. Whereas last year we conducted our very first online version of the Evening for Korah. Tonight we are attempting a hybrid event where we will be, of course, live streaming, as well as tonight we have over 200 guests in the room here at Clarion Hotel in Abbotsford, British Columbia. So it's very exciting, a lot of moving parts, but we are thrilled to be back together again and just share what God's doing in Korah over the last year. So why are we here exactly? Well, as most of you know, Korah is an urban slum surrounding the capital city of Ethiopia, Addis Ababa. And poverty consumes this area where illness spreads, it's filthy conditions, lack of clean water. And so this kind of situation just leads to horrible poverty, but also people just, families being broken apart. There's a lot of single moms and just really difficult situations. And so we are here tonight to bring hope and life to this community, and that's been the objective over the last 10 years of Hope for Korah. And tonight is extra special. As you saw in the video, Hope for Korah is celebrating 10 years of work in that community. And so Korah is 10 years old, and it's just very exciting to be celebrating this milestone. There's certainly been plenty of victories over the years, but also certainly a lot of challenges as well. But God has blessed this organization in its work in that community. And while there's still very real challenges that persist in the community, I can say with confidence that there is progress being made and that HFK is making a difference with these people. I have been there multiple times myself. In fact, 7 years ago, I was living there with my wife and 3 children in that community, and so to see pictures of what we just saw and what we'll see tonight compared to even 7 years ago is just amazing. And so it is again just a blessing to have been a part of this over the years. Now, I also just hope that, of course, as I think one of them mentioned in the video, that we'll be celebrating 20 years, 10 years from now, and just even more work and more progress is being made with that community. And so before I forget, for those of you online tonight, we want to hear from you. And so you may be watching on Facebook or YouTube, and so there's obviously opportunities to chat. And so we want you to be telling us your name, where you're watching from, and what you're enjoying so far. So we just invite your comments online, and we'll be tracking those and responding to you and sharing some of them as well. So we invite you to do that. As you know, tonight is certainly about bringing the stories alive, what's happening in Korah, but at the same time, it's a fundraiser. And so we are hoping to raise a few dollars to help continue the work there. And so if you are so inclined to give tonight, there will be lots of opportunities and lots of instruction on how to do that. So we certainly welcome that. The next thing, we are going to invite up to the stage our founder. And our founder is Mrs. Eve Pohl. And I first met Eve 8 years ago. And, well, probably for the last 8 years, I have gotten to know her well as we've been working together on the board. Again, when we've traveled out there together. And so I just know her to be someone who clearly loves the people in Korah, where God has put a burden on her heart to just work tenaciously, tirelessly, and lovingly for these people. And she's been such an advocate over the year and brought people around her who just want to share in the vision as well. And I'm one of those, and you online, a number of people in this room too. And so we are just grateful to be connected to Eve Pohl, and I would like to welcome her to the stage right now.
Well, good evening. It is so good to be here and to be in person with all of you and with everyone online. Just thank you so much for joining us. And I just also want to thank you. There's so many people who have just come alongside Hope for Korah all of these years, and I'm personally just so very grateful for that. So many of you have prayed, you've given gifts, you've supported. Many of you have visited Korah, you've volunteered here or in Ethiopia. And I would just like to say to all of you and to our board, to our staff here in Canada and in Ethiopia, just thank you. This would not be possible without you. God has really obviously blessed us to be where we are today, and I know it's because of so many of you have responded and come alongside. I've often said this is a working together for hope, and it really is. I've just returned home from 1 month in Ethiopia, and it was just incredible to be reunited with everyone. I was just so taken aback, of course, just to be with everybody, but also just to see how much they have been worried about us. They've been hearing news and stories from in Canada and US, especially with COVID. I wasn't able to be there for the last year and a half. And so many of them would come up to me, and often with tears in their eyes, and think, Eve, I never thought I would see you again. And my sponsor, how's my sponsor's family doing? And are they okay? I've been praying for them. And just like you saw the elders in the video, and I mean, that's what they've been doing. They've been praying for us, and they are even right now. And it's just the most touching thing to see them love us as we love them. So despite COVID, we're very connected and going strong. And I'm just astounded that this last year and a half has brought more breakthroughs, and for our families and our programs, things have happened over this last year especially that are things that we've been hoping and praying for many years. And you're going to see glimpses of that tonight. You're going to see about our families, you're going to see about our elders, our youth, and you're going to see just about things that are happening in the Korah community at large. And I could never have imagined when I first stepped into Korah 11 years ago, what possible impact could I make? Could anybody make? The poverty in Korah is so immense, and the human suffering and the living situations is truly beyond understanding. And yet, here we are tonight, and we're going to meet some real people. You're going to hear some true stories of suffering and of hope and of changes in people's lives. As many of you know, I went to Korah 11 years ago on my first trip, and my plans completely fell apart. I was on a team, a 2-week medical missions team. I had my 12-year-old daughter with me, and upon arriving in Ethiopia, the clinic that we were meant to work in, they had a new director and no longer wanted our help. So there we were, stranded in this country without a purpose. And so our driver, he said, well, let me take you to Korah. Like, this is a really impoverished community, and it's on the garbage dump, and you should come. And so we went to Korah, and I had never even heard of the community before. And 2 hours, within the first 2 hours of being in that community, I was brought into the home of Belanish. It was broad daylight outside, but she lived in pitch darkness. She had a special needs son, about 13, 14 years old. She had an infant, about 2, that was burning up with a fever. She had a daughter who did not smile, just had a very flat kind of look in her eyes. And I just remember, Belanish herself, she only has 1 foot, and that 1 foot is only a partial foot, and her other foot was on a stump with a piece of cloth and twine. And I can remember, just in that moment, just looking, no food, there was no bed, there was nothing. And I'd like you to enter into that very first moment with me. And that was the moment that changed everything. Standing in the dark in that room, I felt so helpless. And yet I sensed in my heart that gentle touch, that nudge that God just spoke into my heart. And what I sensed him saying to me was, Eve, this is your family now. And I want you to take care of her as you would your own. I had no idea how I was going to live that out. But God made a way. And even more so, she became the seed that later led to the founding of Hope for Korah. So when I thought about celebrating 10 years, I couldn't think of a better way than to honor Belanish and give her the opportunity to share with you her story. We filmed this next video in August, and I had never really heard about her childhood before or understood the full significance of those words that God whispered to me in the dark of that first meeting. This is your family now. So I'd like to share with you my friend and my family, Belanish.
ግን ቆይቷል። የተወለድኩማ ያው ጎጃም ነው የተወለድኩኝ። My feet was burned with fire when I was just 20 days old, as my mother was sleeping next to the fire. As I grew up, when I was just a little girl, my mom and dad, they were fighting and they could not live together. So when they decided to separate, then they kind of argued not to take me. So they both left me, abandoned me. And I stayed in a farm in the Midwest of crop for 2 days. Then that was when someone kind of took me and I grew up with someone else. As I was living with this family who took care of me, they taught me how to do different household activities. While living in their house, I got pregnant with his father. I tried to find someone who can help me with my child, and then I met those people who could not give birth to a child, so I gave my son to them. I went to someone else's house. I was hired as a housemaid and I started working there, but I also got pregnant from the other person who lives in that house. After I gave birth to Virgo, then his grandparents, actually the Virgo's father's parents, they died. And I had nowhere to go. So I used to go and work for different people without any money, any salary, but they just feed us. And work always sick at that time as a child. He was not a normal child. I also suffered from his illness, so people used to discriminate me, insult me. I used to wear clothes of date people, and I used to eat wherever people give. In the meantime, I met her current husband, and he promised me, let's live together and I will make you a house. He made me a small hut in the countryside. He had a very small farm, so we used to live together, and then I got pregnant with my third child, and then while living together, having both Virgo and Birke together as a family, but things were difficult. Life was very difficult, so he decided to sell his land and come to the city. So that's when we all come to Addis. So as we started living here in Addis together with my family, we used to live in a very small house, maybe half the size. When Eve came to visit Ain Alam, she saw me and my family living in that small house. So she gave us rice and oil, and that was like food that came from heaven for me at that time. So as I come to the church, I saw all the young people standing there, and so I didn't expect anything serious. After I started coming to those young people, and then they used to tell me, like, wash your clothes and be clean. I told them I don't have anything to wash my clothes with, even the big bucket or the vase to wash my clothes. Then you bought her the basin, and after that time things started to become better, much better, and I started living in a wider space, and I was supported with house rent, and we were given the sleeping bed, mattress, and blanket and sheet. We were given many things, the grocery, the Burberry, the coffee, and everything we were given in kind. Before that, I never had proper shoes for my feet. But it's after that I started having proper shoes for me. I used to wake up my children even early in the morning because I had to take them where I bake, and we all, like, even Virgo, he couldn't sleep well because I had to wake them up early and take them to the place where I used to bake. But now it's after I started getting those supports, the food items and the house, right, that I stopped doing that. Even Worko, he is not spending time at home. Now he's going to school. When I was even tired to take him every day and to bring him back from school, then I am supported with transportation. I learned how to make baskets when I was a child in the house of those people who helped me to, like the family that I grew up with. But after I came to Addis, I never made baskets because I spend most of my time baking outside, and then when I come back, I also prepare food for my children, take care of my family, so I didn't have time. That's why I never made baskets.
So Belanish, you have come so far since we first met so many years ago, and here you are. Now you're making baskets, and you're the president of the Basket Weavers Association. And why did you choose Belanish?
Because she gave us advice. Because she comments on our basket and she guides us and she gives us good advice.
So you help all sell the baskets. Like I heard that, Belanish, you were, you had that beautiful dress on, and you were selling at the International Bazaar, at the golf club. And what was that like to be at that golf club and to have so many people come and buy your baskets? It's very happy. I understood that. Very happy. Yeah.
Belanish, how does it feel seeing people come and appreciate all of the beautiful baskets that you have made this week? And what do you have in the box there?
So have you been able to make some money then off of your baskets?
And that day the sale was very, very good. We didn't even bring back any baskets.
We sold everything.
We sold everything. I love making the big basket that would sell big money.
Okay.
And I don't like this making small baskets. I love to make a big one and get a big one.
Okay, because the bigger baskets make the bigger. Like, did you make, was it 3,000 or 2,000 pearls?
3,000.
3,000. Like, wow.
So,
That's wow, that's awesome. Wow, go back. Oh, wow.
One thing that makes us happy is that now we can come here and spend the day. And we are more stable with having something to do. And when we sell and get money, that makes us even more happy. And in the first bazaar, when Jake told us that he's going to sell our baskets and bring money, I thought that it would be a small amount of money. But when he brought the money, that was like a surprise.
Well, we're certainly so proud of you, and you guys are just beautiful artisans. You guys have just perfected this from like a year ago till today. Like even you were all making beautiful baskets a year ago, but the baskets now are just like so incredible. Like look at, they're like perfect.
It's on the table.
Well, Belanish, I am just so proud of you, and I just can't imagine, like, can you imagine, like, how far you have come from 10 years ago when we first met in your home?
I remember each and everything about how we met at our house, and you started supporting me from that day on, so I won't forget all of the things that we have been.
That God has brought us together, and to see her an empowered woman where she is making her own money and taking care of her family, I'm just so grateful.
እኔም ደስተኛ ነኝ። በጣም እወድሻለሁ እናቴ። በጣም አመሰግንሻለሁ። እወድሻለሁ። እኔም እወድሻለሁ።
So amazing. 10 years. God has done.
Well, I don't know if we need to say anything more. That's about wraps up the night, everyone. Thank you so much, Eve, and for all the work that went into to filming that beautiful video and telling that story. What a story of love, of hope, and empowerment. And so, thank you very much for that. I was just thinking about this too. Belanish, I'm sure it's obvious that her life is better after having met Eve, but I think it's pretty safe to say that Eve's life is also better having met Belanish. Transition. There are some people making comments online, and there's just lots of things about the MC that are just... but I'm not going to read those. So we have Dave and Audrey checking in from Abbotsford, way out in Abbotsford. We also have Trisha watching from New York. So welcome, Tricia. Thank you for that. We also have Elizabeth checking in from Port Moody, British Columbia here. And I also see that there's someone from Melbourne, Florida, Donna. Nice to see you, Donna. Thanks for checking in. And we also have Temeskin, who I know a little bit actually, and he's checking in from and watching live from Ethiopia right now. So welcome, Temeskin. So thank you all. Now, grab something here. This. Now, there's some murmuring going on in the room here, maybe some online as well. But I'm going to hold this thing up, and this is a wheel of Gouda cheese, and just a wheel of cheese. However, this, for Hope for Korah, represents so much more. It represents the spirit of generosity, the spirit of giving for our donors over the years. And so a evening for Korah would not be complete without bringing out one of these wheels of cheese. And so what we're going to do tonight is we're going to auction it off. And so you're going to get an opportunity, whether you're in the room here with us or you're online, you're going to get an opportunity to bid on this wheel of cheese. So there will be a few numbers on the screen. If you're watching from the US, of course, text to bid on that US number. And of course, if you're in Canada, use the Canadian number to bid there. And a little bit of instruction. I'm going to do this first. You are going to take your device, and you're going to write your name, and you're going to say cheese. Okay? Then you're going to write your name, and then you're going to write the bid that you want to do. And just for our American friends, good news, we are going to take a US dollar at par tonight, so whatever the your bid is from the US, that works, okay? And so I'm going to start here. That number. Okay, I am starting the bid at $500, okay? Here we go. The bidding is open. You're going to see on the screen as we go ahead basically kind of a live updates as people text in to bid on this cheese. And again, obviously all the dollars go to support the work of helping people like Belanish and others that you'll be introduced to through the evening. So online, here's your opportunity to participate in some auction. If you're here in the room, same thing. Now, since we are a holistic program, we serve the whole family in Korah. You might have saw that in the video. We believe come along, each of the family members will give the family the best chance of breaking out of poverty in the future. And so certainly want to dedicate a lot of our resources and time and energy into the next generation, into the young people. And so right now what I'm going to do is I want to introduce you to our education and youth empowerment officer. His name is Dawit. And also you're going to be introduced to Jake, who is our deputy country director. And we're going to just watch a short video about the work that they're doing on the ground with the youth.
Years ago, I can remember my very first trip here in Korah. I visited this same compound. It was dilapidated and served no particular purpose. Today, this compound has been transformed. We are dedicated to serving the physical, educational, and spiritual needs of all the children that live within this community. It has been the privilege of a lifetime to be able to see all the incredible things that have happened here in this compound over the years. We are so excited for the future. Just steps from here is where we started our very first Bird of Breakfast feeding program with 40 children. Thanks to the kindness and generosity from so many of you, today we are feeding over 400 children. Hi everyone, Dawit and I are standing here in our library at our Education and Youth Empowerment Center. This past year has been really encouraging. There's been some amazing things happening here at our Education and Youth Empowerment program, and we're so happy to share some of those great things with you today. Currently, we have 250 students attending our after-school tutoring program. This past year, these students have really excelled academically, and I attribute this to the amazing work that you and your staff do every single day here.
Salam everyone, I'm very happy today to be here to share one of our exciting program, which is after school tutorial program. We have an amazing good teachers and students has improved on their academic, so we are very happy. As you all know, education is a fundamental way to development and to break the cycle of poverty. So we are so an amazing changes in the students' performance.
Yeah, and in addition to that, we have some incredible tutors this year. And most of these young people, they've grown up right here in Korah. So they truly understand the struggle that our kids go through every single day. And I think they've come alongside of them and really invested in them. And I think that's been another part of the success this last year. One major highlight for our youth this summer was attending life skill training. This 6-week training was offered to all students ages 7 to 22, with each age group attending a 3-day comprehensive training. Each training session focused on such fundamental issues such as healthy decision making, critical thinking, communication, interpersonal skills, self-awareness, empathy, resilience, and coping with emotions and stress. The life skills training facilitated by our Education and Youth Empowerment team was interactive, fun, and deeply beneficial for all who participated. In addition, this year our Education and Youth Empowerment team also offered trauma training for our older, more vulnerable teens and orphans. These young people have all faced painful struggles in life circumstances. We were able to take them for a 2-day trip outside of Addis to a center that specializes in helping kids work through the kinds of loss and pain they have all experienced. Offering psychosocial support is incredibly important, and it is an area we are continuing to grow and expand in for all of our kids. In addition to that, we have some incredible clubs here at our Education and Youth Empowerment Center. We have our drama club, we have our art club, but my personal favorite club is the Kindness Club. The Kindness Club was this idea that Sintayu Kabeta had. Sintayu is one of our youth social workers, and he saw an eagerness within our young people to go out in their community and to serve. And it's been really encouraging for Dawit and I to see how passionate these young people are for their own community here. They do fundraisers, they do feeding programs, and it's just been really, really encouraging to see the impact and the difference that they are making here in this community.
Yeah.
You all too are making such a big impact within this community. If it wasn't for you guys partnering with us here, none of this would be possible. We just want to say thank you so much for coming alongside of us and for coming alongside of the youth here in Korah.
Thank you.
Ciao.
Thank you everyone for helping us to empower the youth. Thank you.
Those two guys are very, as you can see, very dedicated to the youth of Korah, and so great to see just some of the fruit of what they're doing. Now, there's a handmade doll. It's a beautiful little doll, and if you would like to support the youth program tonight, there's, of course, you can write a check. But if you want to go home with a doll, we're going to actually, again, do another online bid. The cheese auction is going to continue, and I see $2,400. Thank you for whoever put that bid out. And we're going to begin this is going to be a much shorter time frame, about 10 minutes, to bid on this young lady. And, let me just, we're going to see a short video just about, picture yourself with holding this doll by watching this video. She looks much more natural with that doll than I do, I think. That said, I would like to support the youth program, and I'm going to try to do some multitasking here. Christmas is just around the corner. I think I'm going to put a bid on this doll. I got 2 teenage sons at home that I'm sure would just love to open a gift with her inside. So again, it's the same idea. You're going to put, instead of cheese, you're going to put doll, your name, and a bid. And again, I'm going to just get that started. My phone's down there. $200 is where I'm going to start the bid for this young lady. And again, you're going to have to be pretty quick on this one. It's going to be about 10 minutes, and then we're going to wrap it up. But if you want to go home, and again, if you're online, we're going to ship it out to wherever you are. And here she is. I don't know what to do with her now. Okay, so if you've ever been to Korah, you would have undoubtedly have been introduced to the Berta feeding program. You probably would have participated. Stop laughing, please. You probably would have participated in helping out with the Berta program. And in fact, a fun fact, that was actually the very first kind of official program that Hope for Korah had. And so at this time, myself and the darling here are going to exit the stage, and we're going to invite Mr. Dave Pohl, who is our board chair for Hope for Korah, and just a dear friend. And he has been an integral part of this since the beginning as well, being married to Eve, and just brings his wisdom and humility to the organization, and we appreciate him a lot. So, Dave.
Thank you, Mark. Okay. Well, I want to point back to Jake and just picture what he was saying, and I want to talk about that compound that he was in. There's a lot that goes on in that place, but every school day morning, before the kids head to school, they come through the gates of that compound, and they'll go into the feeding center for breakfast. And I think you've seen this before, but the pancake that they're eating is filled with vitamins and minerals, and they sip it with hot tea. And all of us that have been there have seen the transformation from the first time the child comes in. And years have gone by now, so we have seen kids that were 5 that are now 15 years old. So we have seen an amazing transformation. And we attribute a lot of that to the Berta program, but also all the other family support that's being done. Now, in this compound, you'll also see that there's water that they wash their hands with and their faces. And we've even included a UV disinfection this past summer. So there's a spigot where they can get it, and they know that the water's safe to drink. And I'd like to say to all the generous donors that have stepped up with us over the years, a big thank you for making this compound such a special place for our children. Now, about a mile and a half from where Korah is, where this compound is, which is kind of in the heart of Korah, mile and a half away is Koshé Dump, and right next to Koshé is a school called Abuna Basilios. 5,000 kids, K through 12. There's 270 staff, and the KG class alone is 900 kids, if you can imagine that. As you might guess, being so close to the dump, these are some of the poorest children in the city. And as God would have it, our HFK Ethiopia staff have established a relationship with the administrators at Abuna Basilios, and they came to us with this with a request saying that the poorest of our poor are on our hearts. So, and they gave us a list of 100 KG students and 20 special needs students and asked if we could do something for them. Well, we shared the story and funds were raised, and we built the kitchen, and Berta Station number 2, I'd like to call it, is officially started, and now they're serving a special breakfast for these kids. It's the Berta Pancake plus protein, fruits and vegetables, and milk. Now, all of us really hope that what's being done for these kids is going to make a dramatic effect on their academics and their ability to learn. The same leadership at Basilios asked us or told us about their greatest need for all of the school is water. Now, you can imagine a school that big, and it has no running water. In fact, it's been 2 years since they've had running water. Now, so we told that story to donors, and funds were raised, and we've been able to bring 20,000 liters per week of water to the school. And as soon as we did that, the school realized, you know what, we really need more. So now we're doing 60,000 liters per week. But this is short term, and it's not sustainable. So what we're really hoping is that we can bring a permanent solution for these kids, and that would be to have a well. Now, it just so happens this school property has a well. It was built in the 70s, but it hasn't worked in 7 years. So we're not sure if we can revive the well or if we have to build new, but we will know soon. And if any of you are interested in helping bring water to this school, please contact us. We'd love to have you come along for the company. And as you can see, it's really easy to help or to find ways to help the children here in this part of the world because the need is so great. But we are thankful that we are not alone in this journey to help the poor of Korah and their children. Thank you.
Okay, the doll is getting some action, $800. That's great to see. It's going to close in a few minutes, and so if you are interested in that doll, please get your bid in soon. Let's get that over $1,000 if we can. I'd like to now invite Eve up, and she's going to be making a special announcement here.
Mark. Well, to help celebrate our 10th-year anniversary, this summer, Hope for Korah announced a call for artists. And our desire was to have various artists submit images that depict the life and the people of Korah. And so we encouraged people to use our website, to use Facebook, Instagram, and we were just amazed by some of the beautiful artwork that we received this past month. We're so happy about the response we've received. Pencil sketch and watercolors and oil painting. Some of them are on display here this evening, and a few are even in the silent auction. But now tonight we've chosen one of them that will be revealed. And so I think, Mark, this is the winner. We had this contest, and this will be this person's work will be put on our thank you cards and on some prints. And so let's, the the drum roll. And so the winner is When Coffee Becomes Ritual. And thank you, congratulations, Donna Sem, she did an amazing job. It's beautiful, and what is so lovely about this particular print, too, is that coffee is ritual and is such a big custom in Ethiopia. And so we're just really grateful, Donna, thank you for painting this. And I also just want to thank all the other artists. There were just so many beautiful works, as I've received so many comments. And thank you to each of you for what you've painted and for putting your time in. And it's just really special that you would give your gift to the people of Korah like this. So thank you. So we're gonna.
So the doll bidding is now complete. Okay, and shortly I will announce the winner of that. But thank you again for all your bids. And
Painting is up there, Mark. It's just going to tell you.
Okay.
Now you know. Painting's up.
Okay. The doll bidding is over, but we can announce that this painting, this is the original print, is going to be auctioned at this time. And so again, you know the routine. This time it's going to be painting and your name and the bid. This is a beautiful painting, and this gal is named Tiro Work. And she is someone who's been in the program, was originally connected probably near the beginning, and has now since graduated from the program and is running her own business. She's a very industrious woman, and this is a great depiction of visiting a home in Korah where you sit on the floor or on a bench, and you have to have some time on your hands because it takes like half an hour at least, but it's lovely, and this is what is the result. And again, it's just an excellent depiction of a typical coffee ceremony in Ethiopia. So get your bids in on that. And again, it'll be fairly short, probably 10 minutes or so. And again, I'm going to, when I get back to my table, I'm starting the bidding at $400. Okay, so go up from there, please. Okay, we are now going to take a couple-minute break. And for those of you online, stand up and stretch. And there's going to be a short video while we're on break. But again, probably about 2 minutes, and we'll be back. For those of you in person here, again, stand up, take a quick stretch, and we'll be back shortly to finish off our program. Okay, welcome back. I want to give an update on the painting, the bidding for the painting. And to be clear, this is the original by the artist, and the bidding is currently sitting at $3,000. We have a few more minutes for that, and so again, whether you're here in Abbotsford or you're online, keep bidding. And I also have an update on the doll. A fellow by the name of Peter Kingmaker has won that bid at $900, so thank you, Peter. And the update on the cheese. Not sure where we're at with the cheese, but I think it's going okay, is my latest understanding. And so we have the current bidding on the cheese is at $3,000, so keep that going as well. A few more things to update you on from folks on online. I have Catherine is just saying that it's very inspiring to be here. Sherry, we know Sherry from Texas, and just expressing her love for the organization. Thank you, Sherry. And we also have Tim, Matt, and Ryan. They're actually just checking in here from table 10. And so thank you for your contribution to the conversation. Leslie from Montrose, Pennsylvania. Can't say I've been to Montrose, Pennsylvania, but thank you for joining us tonight. Okay, another program that is near and dear to our hearts is the elders, and you might have seen them a little bit on the one of the videos earlier, and just lovely guys, and they're just delightful, and it's so great when you visit them just to see them living, you know, their last years. I mean, some of them have been there for 10 years, and it's just amazing to see these guys, but just to see them live out their last years with dignity and an opportunity to contribute to the community and just interact with staff, interact with others is truly a blessing. And so the elders, they fall under the medical program, and so at this time I would like to invite someone else that is near and dear to my heart, and her name is Tammy Brandsma, and she's going to come up and just share a few things about our medical program. I would also like to say at this time, our bidding for the painting, the bidding for the painting is now ended. So thank you for anyone who has bid on that, and we'll be announcing the winner in a few minutes.
I get to share the stage with a wheel of cheese. This is awesome. Excuse me. A very valuable piece of cheese. All right. Thanks for this opportunity. Thanks for joining us online. Galatians 6:2 invites us to carry one another's burdens. At its heart, the HFK medical program is this: a carrying of one another's burdens and walking with those who are suffering until they no longer need us to carry it with them, because they're either independent with their care or the problem for which we were walking alongside them ceases to exist. But specifically, how do we do this? What do we do? Well, just let me take a few minutes to explain. Bella Nash, who you met at the very beginning, is a great example of the type of person who lives in Korah and enters into our sponsorship program, and of why the medical aspect of the program is so important. When families are selected for sponsorship, alongside the intake interview is a medical screening process. In that intake, we're aiming to identify any acute or chronic illnesses that individuals are living with that require support in the form of education or treatment or counseling or all of the above. Why do we do this? Because the goal of our program is to keep families together through empowering and equipping them for self-sustaining work. We all know the impact that ill health has on our own productivity, but extrapolate that into an impoverished setting, and you can appreciate the impact that ill health can have on a family. So what are some of the things that we do? We focus on prevention, early intervention in illness, and good follow-up. So when we talk about prevention of illness, what do I mean by this? This looks like annual screening for malnutrition, providing nutritional support when it's identified. BERTA, Dave talked about BERTA. So BERTA targets pregnant and breastfeeding women, and it also targets children under 5 who are the most at risk for permanent disability related to the effects of malnutrition. Of course, it also feeds at-risk kids before school so they can learn. All of our daycare children receive regular multivitamins. All of our school-age children receive deworming medication annually. So again, those worms are not taking away nutrition. Worms are endemic in Korah. When we talk about early intervention, this looks like referrals to counseling and inpatient psychiatric services, trauma counseling, so that people are not held back by their mental and physical health, but are able to deal with things and move forward, learning skills, getting new abilities so that they can go on and be self-sustaining for their families. Good follow-up looks like providing regular wound care for our beneficiaries who come home from hospital after surgery, or ensuring our ladies who have babies are attending their follow-up at the local health center. These are just a few of so many examples that I could give. Providing early intervention and follow-up also looks like good partnerships, establishing and maintaining good partnerships with other local health institutions. You'll hear very shortly about Emma Wadet. Emma Wadet sustained an obstetric fistula when she was 16 years of age. This happens often in Ethiopia due to historic cultural practices in rural areas of child marriage. The birthing process can be extremely difficult on a young, immature body, and this was the case with Emma Wadet, who delivered her first child after 4 days of labor. Her first child was born stillborn, and she was left with permanent disability because of that prolonged obstructed labor. Through a key partnership with the Hamlin Fistula Hospital in Addis, she has received multiple surgeries that have restored her dignity, her independence, and her ability to have additional children. Her second child was born with some disabilities, but also through HFK's medical support, he has accessed physiotherapy and is now walking, as you'll see in the video. So while HFK helps individuals and families in these ways, we appreciate the need for sustainability. To this end, we've partnered with the government this year in a pilot program where some of the lowest income individuals pay what we would call a medical insurance fee. This predictable annual fee gives them access to the essential medical treatment that they might require, reducing economic vulnerability to medical crises upon graduation. As you listen to Emma Wadet's story, you'll hear all the different points at which medical support has helped her life stabilize and has empowered her to support herself and her son. These key interventions at critical moments have made all the difference in the world to Emma Wadet and to so many others like her. And you'll read the stories when you come out to the sponsorship table at the end of the evening and you're looking for a child and family to sponsor. You'll see how many are in Korah because of medical illnesses or disabilities that require some amount of medical intervention to stabilize them and get them on the road to independence. Alongside strong health education that prevents future illness, HFK's medical program is a critical arm of the family empowerment mission of HFK, and we invite you to partner in this with us.
She wanted to go on and start living in her neighborhood, in her small village in the countryside. but she couldn't because of the stigma that was related with fistula and her health condition.
አስቤዛ በመቀነሱ ከድርጅቱ ብጨርስ ምንም አይመስለኝም። ለምን በቃ ህይወቴ እንደገና ህይወቴ ነው እንትን ያልኩት ነው የዘራሁት ማለት ይቻላል።
That day is the best day of my life. At that moment, I didn't have proper clothes to put on. I didn't have anything to eat, and I didn't have any hope that I would change. I would work. I would even get proper medical care. Because I was carrying this little child and I suffered. I was in a very difficult situation. I have always wanted to live with Yapsra, and it was such a huge pain not to be able to live with him here or even in the countryside. When Yapsra came, actually, he was not even able to stand on his own or walk on his own, and he didn't even have proper clothes. So that was a challenge, and he could get the proper clothing and the medical care through Korah. And my main focus as soon as he came back and started living with me was to properly feed him. And I did that, and in 2 months' time, he could stand on his own and he started walking. So that's great achievement. Yapsra's progress is a great joy and happiness to not only for me but to the whole family. I go out and work in the afternoon, in the evenings. She sells beans that she prepares in the house and she sells that as food for people on the streets. Many people like me and they ask me even when I miss a day, and it means a lot. It means a lot for me. I'm very happy when I go out and do business when I do something. Per day, I always prepare 5 kilograms of beans. When I buy it with 270 birr, 30 birr takes for spice and other things. I sell it with around 450 to 500 birr. Every day from my sale, I make from 100 to 200 birr. Now I am worried about my son. He has a lot of improvement, but still it is a struggle because he wake up at night and he want to eat and he want to play or he want to do many things during that. It's not easy. I also care about him and I'm worried about his future.
Even as a mom, like for me, like, you know, if we don't have, you have to kind of be able to give those burdens to God, right? Like, because you can't carry those by yourself. You know, and we're here to carry them with her, but more than that, God is there to really, He really wants to. It seems like God has brought her so far, and you know, we must trust that He will bring her the rest of the way.
I know that God will never give up on me. I know that for sure because there were moments that I used to pray, Lord, please take my life. I don't want to live anymore. But God has changed so many things. He heard and He answered many prayers. So now I have more faith. Now I even think that He would answer and He would be in my life. He would help me more.
You know, as much as you love Lily Yapsra, God loves him even more.
So another story of hope and empowerment. Emma Woodette has benefited from the medical element of Hope for Korah. She's also, of course, benefited because she has a sponsor. And so that is a key element of our program is the family sponsorship. And then again, that is kind of the foundation for all the other support programs that are around that. You may have seen tonight, if you're in person, a table identifying there's 20 new families that we're going to be able to sponsor starting in the next month. And also, if you are online tonight, you can visit our website and be introduced to a number of those families that again are listed and identified on our website. And so those we are looking to get sponsorship for those families. And so next, I would like to watch a short video about those that have from North America that have been involved with sponsoring, and just the blessing that it's been to them to have a personal connection and develop a relationship with a family in Korah. So watch these folks as they share their experience, and again, perhaps that will cause you to want to do the same.
Sponsoring has been a very humbling experience for us and has taught us that even though we may live in different places and be from different backgrounds, we are all in need of God's love, strength, and guidance. It has been so inspiring to hear of the incredible things the Sayam children are doing despite the challenges and difficult circumstances they have faced.
Sponsorship has allowed us to share our blessings through our finances, while the Sayam children have shared their blessings to us through their strength, resilience, wisdom, and words of encouragement. It has been so empowering connecting and learning from another community on the other side of the world, especially through some of the most difficult times for us. We are so grateful for the opportunities and connections that Hope for Korah has given to us.
Hello, my name is Sherry Richardson. I'm from Texas, and I am a very blessed and proud sponsor of a family in Korah, Ethiopia. I've just been so blessed to have people tell me, what a blessing I must be to them, but I have to correct them and say no, that I'm the one blessed through this. If you haven't ever been a part of the sponsorship through Hope for Korah, you don't have any clue what you're missing. They are just special people, the hands and feet of God. You'll be blessed beyond measure. You won't know that until you do it, because I didn't. I have some pictures of my little girl. This was the first time that I saw her, the first trip in 2014, my Meseret. Just loved her so much and was just so happy to stay in touch and find out how she was doing through the years and through school. And this is the family that I've gotten to know that I call part of my family now. It's Meseret and her mom and her two little brothers. I just have to say that I'm so gracious to you, Hope for Korah, and you've been a huge, huge blessing, not only in my life, but their life also. And I can't tell you how much I love each of you and how much I appreciate you. And I just pray that God will bless you tenfold for everything you do for people here and there.
So we've been involved in sponsorship for the last 5 years. It's worked out really good. Our kids have been engaged in the process. They've been sending letters to the family, and the family's been sending letters back. It's been a blessing to kind of understand the process of sponsorship, to understand that they're being educated and equipped so that one day they aren't going to need financial assistance. This has been a really good experience for our family.
We really love the sponsorship program that Hope for Korah has to offer. It's different than most programs out there. You're not just sending money every month and getting an annual update. It's a more hands-on experience if you want it to be. We can send along letters and pictures. Our kids can do things for our family. We can send along things like backpacks and socks and more tangible items that they need. It's a more personal way to get to know your family, which has been really fun for us and for our kids. We sponsor a single mom, Zuritu, and she has 3 daughters, and it's been just a joy to get to watch them grow through the last 5 years. They're giving us real great info on how the girls are doing and the accomplishments that they're making, the programs they're being accepted into, and it's so fun for us to get to see that.
What would you say to somebody who was thinking about sponsoring a family or a person in Korah? I think they should do it because it's a good opportunity for someone to know somebody from a different culture.
And what's your favorite thing about sponsoring a family?
Getting letters from them and just getting updates once in a while.
It kind of just makes you think twice about, makes you grateful for things.
It's been really cool to see God working in their lives, and it's also really cool to get updates from them every once in a while and to see how they're doing.
I like having a sponsor family because every year we go searching for gifts we can give them, also writing them notes with it. I also like when they send us back stuff and when we see pictures of them and how much they've changed every year.
Hi, my name's Hal. I'm from Okotoks, just south of Calgary. One of the many blessings we've had in life was when my wife Penny and I met Mark and Tammy at an industry conference many years ago. And Mark got me involved with sponsoring a couple of young teenage boys and then asked me if I'd want to head over to Ethiopia and actually see it on the ground. So we did. One of the first things that struck me was how content people were. They had so little and we have so much. We were so blessed to be born into this Western civilization that we have, where everything we have is just easy. Over there, they're fighting for the basic necessities of life, like food, shelter, clothing, security. And we turn a switch on, the light comes on for as long as we want, turn a tap on, the water's there, go to a grocery store, get whatever we want. We are truly blessed. These very, very poor people have got pieces of cardboard and plywood bungee typed together and used furniture from the dump, living in these shanties with dirt floors. And they were so happy to have us come and visit them. I was truly struck by that, their deep faith and how they're content with what they have. And I just think it's incredible that we can give a little bit of our money to families over there that can take them from a little shanty into something even better than our self-storage units, where we have so much stuff, we have to get a storage container for it. You know, if someone came to me and said, hey, Hal, your company is going to be down $1,000 a month ongoing, you lost a little bit of business, it wouldn't change anything. We would still keep our staff and things would go on. So why wouldn't we just take that $1,000 a month and give it to charities, which we do. And I just think, you know, we can do so much with so little and we would hardly miss it. So for me, what it's meant, sponsoring some families and HFK, is gratitude. And I think just giving a little bit of money can help them just make some amazing strides in their life with those basic needs at the bottom of that Maslow pyramid: food, shelter, clothing, security, safety. A few $100 a month can change a person's life. And I would encourage everybody to really jump in this year and help the families that we can.
All right, there you go. 20 families needing sponsorship. And again, if you are online, I invite you to check out the website, and I believe there's a tab where you can go to sponsor. And of course, for those of you in person, we welcome you to visit the table afterwards and to talk to the lovely Tammy, and she will give you some more information on that as well. And so thank you for those, and thank you actually for those sponsors that shared their story, and also for the sponsors, all the other sponsors that we've had with Hope for Korah over the years. So thank you very much for your ongoing support in that way. We are going to close the bidding for the cheese here in a few moments, and I don't know what the current update is on that. But we're thought it was 4,000. Okay, it's 4,500. Okay, so thank you very much. So the highest bid on the cheese right now is 4,500. We're going to be closing that soon, and so if you want to sneak in and get that winning bid, now's the time. We are getting close to the end of our program, but it would not be a complete program without hearing from our country director in Ethiopia, Sosana, and she is such a great leader in so many ways. She's been the translator in a lot of those videos, and you can just see the compassion and the care, and she just leads that way through the organization. So we're really blessed to have her as our in-country director, and she's going to share a few words now.
Greetings to you all from Ethiopia. It has been 3 years since I have joined Hope for Korah, and for me to be part of this great work, it's a great joy because I see lives being transformed through the programs that we offer. This year, and looking at especially how far we are able to come in the past 10 years, I'm always grateful for all the support that we have received over the years. As you have seen in Muadat's story, many single mothers, needy families are assisted to become self-sufficient and to become business owners or to get proper employment where they are able to earn and support their own family. This year, we have 32 families who have been assisted closely by the Economic Empowerment Program team. They have been guided and consulted with their businesses or employment. So they are now being prepared to transition out and to become self-sufficient. Most of these women are strong, dedicated, and committed. They have used the different opportunities that has been offered in our program. Let's take a look at some videos of those businesses and employment that our women have had.
ሱሪዎቹ ላይ ራሱ አሁን እኮ ፐርፌክት ነሽ። ሱሪሽ ሲሰሪ ሁሉ ጊዜ እኮ እንትን የለም። ታዚና ታዚ አድርጌ ልስጥ። እሺ ቆንጆ በጣም ኢትስ
How does it feel to have your own business, to be running your own business, to be fully independent?
It gives you confidence when you have your own income, when you earn something. There are different social contributions, there are different expenses, and if you are working, it makes you feel like bold and you always have something to pay. In the future, I would like to have a small shop or kind of a kiosk of my own. I want to work in that direction. I feel joy. I am always happy with myself, with what I do. This business also helped me to support other people. She was telling me earlier that she supports her father to go to the different hospitals when he comes here from the countryside. So it's not only for me and my children, but also for the other extended family members. I am able to support because I can work. Before, People used to think that like I am a weak person or I am somehow not healthy, but now people have more respect for me because I am able to work. Now I have a job, I have my own income, and people respect me more, and that has given more confidence and joy to my children. I have learned how to prepare food fast, how to handle the kitchen utensils properly, how to manage my kitchen. I have learned so many things that prepared me for this position today.
Niguez was just explaining to me her old life. She used to work in the garbage dump in Koche, and obviously that was a really difficult life for her. And now here she is many years later after graduating from the Family Empowerment Program with Hope for Korah. And now she's in this beautiful kitchen that it's obvious she takes a lot of pride in her work. It's a clean kitchen. Now she's providing food for all these children. She comes up every morning, she's cooking early and preparing breakfast and lunch for the kids. So looking back at her life before and her life now, how does it make her feel?
She's so grateful, especially for even for her husband. She tried to find me and she visited my home in the time of her need, and she get all this support because of that moment. So she's so grateful for that.
Sadebo is a loving father of 4 girls. He's a husband, incredible person. He's been in our Hope for Korah program for many years, and now he's a security guard full-time with us. Sadebo, how does it feel to have this job, to be able to support your girls and your wife and your family?
Before, in our life, we used to struggle a lot. But after I joined as a staff, it's a good time in my life. And I'm even more healthy this time, and it's a good time. So I am happy, I'm enjoying to come to work, and it's just smiling.
So Sadebo, you're actually one of the few families in our program that has both a mom and a dad in the family. And you're just an excellent example of what it means to be a father. And we love having you on our staff. How has it changed your life, this job?
It makes me feel very happy to have a job and to work to support my family, but I also want to do something else. And now I am also working, finalizing the netalas or the shama, the traditional scarves. I am making them, and it makes me feel good, but I also want to add more things to do. I work lots of things to provide to my family, and even if I am part of this business, but I also work at a nurse hospital as a cleaner, and in addition to that, I also wash clothes for different people. I even bake injera. I'm very happy. I feel joy when I think about the different things that I do, and even my children, they're very happy to know that their mom works to be able to provide for the family. I feel very excited because in these days we call one another and we support one another, and even when my phone rings, I feel like, oh, I become a businesswoman and my phone is busy now. I feel excited. It's so encouraging that so many of our families have had success in their life. The path towards self-sustainability is quite challenging, but it is an encouraging and rewarding time for all our women and the staff here. These women are beginning new lives and they are becoming independent. This year, we are entering 20 new families who are going to have the same opportunity to change their life and become independent in 3 years' time of our program. You can be part of it. Through sponsorship, you can come alongside and support those families and be part of their success. From all of us here in Korah, we want to say thank you for being part of this work, encouraging us and supporting the work. And celebrating these 10 years, we hope that you will be also part of the coming 10 years.
Thank you, and God bless you.
So Sosana is, again, you can see her passion for the work that she does, and she's also very, she's shrewd, but she's also very convincing. And so when she wants something to be done, she just has this gentle way about it, but it's hard to say no. And so she just put that out to you guys just right now. I saw that. And so, yeah, I also want to just take this moment to just thank the staff in Ethiopia, and certainly we appreciate Sosana. We saw Jake and Wheat and others, and just watching tonight, just to see some of those the current staff members, the guards, the cooks, those people have been connected to the program over the years. Sosana just mentioned too that there's kind of a 3-year process where people will come in, and usually it's like initially it's stabilizing their life because there's probably a lot of chaos, a lot of trauma that has gone on, and so through those 3 years there's a process, and at the end of it we call it graduation, where they look to get into their own business, start to provide for themselves, etc. And so we're just gonna. We're almost wrapping up here, but there's just a short video that we want to show, just with a recent graduation of some of the women that have gone through the program, have gone through the 3 years, and got the attention they needed, and now are being launched. And so let's just see this. Okay, we have come to the conclusion of our evening, and I'm going to announce the winner of the cheese. And not to be confused with Peter Kingmaker, Peter Kingma has won the cheese, bidding for $4,500. So thank you, Peter. And Dave, why are you holding a second cheese?
Why am I holding this? Is because the second place bidder has agreed to buy this. So
for how much? 4,000.
4,000. Thank you.
And who was it?
It was Ivor.
Ivor Venema. Thank you, Ivor Venema. Okay.
Probably Ivor and his table. But thank you.
All right.
We wrap up here. You've heard a lot tonight, and I hope that your heart has been touched by the love you felt. We sure have a lot to be grateful for here in Canada, but our hearts have been touched by what we've heard tonight, the videos we've listened to. They've given a lot for us to think about, and so many opportunities have been presented to us to get involved and be blessed by them and also give back. So sponsorship makes a huge difference in the life of a family. I've seen it firsthand. We just invite you to join us in sponsoring one of those 20 families. If you'd like to, see me outside at the end here, and I'd be happy to hook you up with a family that you can connect with. There's lots of different ones, but we'd love you to join us on the journey over the next number of years.
Okay, well, by watching tonight, my hope is that you have got a sense of what God is doing in Korah through the work of Hope for Korah. If you wish to support the work, I invite you to send a check or to visit our website and donate online. We are registered as a receivable charity or a charitable organization in both Canada and the U.S. But however you support Hope for Korah, whether it is financially or through your prayers or through volunteering your time, we are just grateful for whatever contribution you make to this organization. And as you can see in the videos, even just putting on this tonight, it takes a real team effort. And so it is just a joy to be part of this, and it is just great to walk with these people and promote hope and a future for the families that live, the beautiful people and the families that live in Korah, Ethiopia. So thank you for attending tonight, and God bless you. Good night.
We'll still be using them.